Time and Priorities, Managerial Systems for Maximum Output. Welcome to this course on time and priorities, designed to help managers, especially early in their careers, transform their daily efforts into maximum organizational output. Managers today face endless demands, back-to-back meetings, never-ending emails, urgent requests, and recurring fire drills. Without intentional systems, it's easy to become reactive, stuck in a loop of busy work that doesn't advance key goals. This course introduces practical frameworks that address this dilemma. You'll learn proven time management strategies, priority setting methods, delegation techniques, and energy optimization tools. We'll also explore how mindset shifts can elevate your effectiveness from simple task completion to strategic leadership. Our focus will be on frameworks that are actionable and grounded in managerial science, systems that allow you to lead with purpose, align your daily work with long-term impact, and model effective execution for your team. Let's move from chaos to clarity, and from survival mode to scalable success. Agenda. Here's what you'll learn in this course. We start with the managerial time dilemma, a look at why even competent managers struggle without the right systems. Then we'll cover powerful time management systems, including techniques like time blocking and prioritization frameworks. Next, we'll explore priority setting frameworks that help translate strategy into daily actions. Delegation principles come next, how to multiply your impact through others. Then we dive into meeting management, where we'll examine how to run focused, efficient meetings that protect everyone's time. Energy management is also key, because managing yourself is just as important as managing your schedule. We'll then cover tools and technology, practical digital tools that support productivity without creating more chaos. Finally, we'll conclude with a mindset shift that reframes success, from just doing more to doing what matters most. By the end of this course, you'll have a toolkit to lead with clarity, efficiency, and long-term impact. The managerial time dilemma. Every manager has the same 24 hours in a day, but the difference between high and low performers often comes down to how those hours are managed. Managers face constant demands, meetings that run over, an inbox that never sleeps, last-minute fire drills, and administrative work that can eat up entire days. Without the right systems in place, managers become reactive. Instead of focusing on strategic goals, they bounce from one urgent issue to the next. Delegation suffers because there's no time to coach or follow up properly. Burnout rises as work spills over into nights and weekends. Progress stalls. The key is adopting intentional time management systems, ones that protect attention, create focus, and allow managers to consistently work on high-value activities. Time is finite, but systems create leverage. With the right approach, managers move from reacting to leading, transforming their limited time into scalable impact. Symptoms of poor time priority alignment. When time and priorities aren't aligned, the warning signs are easy to spot. Managers feel constantly busy but make little progress on strategic goals. That's because the urgent has overtaken the important. Micromanaging becomes common, not due to ego, but because managers haven't built delegation systems they trust. The result is long work hours and rising burnout. Even when managers work harder, they fall further behind. Strategic initiatives, those big, high-impact efforts, get delayed or dropped because daily chaos takes over. The solution is not working more hours. It's working smarter through intentional systems that align time with value. By identifying high-leverage tasks and blocking time for them, managers can break the cycle of reactivity. They move from overwhelmed to focused. And with structured delegation, they empower their teams instead of shouldering the load alone. Alignment isn't a luxury. It's a prerequisite for meaningful progress and sustainable leadership. Time management systems. Overview. Effective managers don't rely on willpower. They use systems. Time management systems create structure that protects focus and minimizes distractions. They're especially critical in high-demand environments where cognitive overload is common. One key benefit of structured systems is the ability to unlock deep work, those long, focused stretches that produce your highest value output. Systems also reduce the friction of constant decision-making. Instead of asking, "What should I work on now?" managers know exactly what deserves their time. In this section, we'll explore 3 proven methods. Each one is designed to help you take control of your calendar, focus on what matters, and carve out protected time for strategic, creative, or developmental work. Whether it's color-coded time blocking, prioritization matrices, or task simplification strategies, these systems allow you to reclaim control of your day. Without systems, time leaks. With systems, time compounds. Time blocking. Protecting deep work. Time blocking is one of the most effective methods for managing energy and attention. Instead of reacting to tasks as they arise, you assign specific blocks of time for different categories of work. This helps reduce task-switching fatigue, a major source of productivity loss. Use color-coded categories to stay visually oriented: red for urgent tasks, green for high-value work, and blue for people development. For example, strategic planning might fall under green, while mentoring a new hire could be blue. Theme days are also powerful. Dedicate Mondays to meetings, Wednesdays to deep creative work, and Fridays to reviews or planning. Blocking time weekly for strategic work ensures it doesn't get crowded out. This structure supports better work-life boundaries and improves mental clarity. Time blocking is more than calendar decoration. It's a system to protect your cognitive bandwidth for the work that truly moves the needle. Visual. Example. Time blocking calendar. This time-blocked calendar shows what intentional scheduling looks like. Red blocks represent urgent tasks, short, intense, and ideally confined to designated times. Green blocks dominate, showcasing a focus on high-value work like strategic thinking, planning, and creative output. Blue blocks are reserved for people development, such as coaching sessions, one-on-ones, and team-building activities. Notice the use of theme days: a full day for meetings, another for deep work, and yet another for creative problem solving. This approach reduces context switching, which drains cognitive energy. By clustering similar tasks, you optimize your focus and reduce start-stop inefficiencies. Importantly, high-value work isn't just squeezed in around everything else. It's prioritized and protected. Visual cues like color coding reinforce balance and keep your attention anchored on what matters. When your calendar reflects your values and goals, your daily actions drive long-term impact. Eisenhower Matrix: urgency versus importance. The Eisenhower Matrix is a powerful framework that helps you sort tasks by both urgency and importance. Tasks that are urgent and important, such as crises or tight deadlines, go in the do first quadrant. These need immediate attention. Tasks that are important but not urgent, like strategic planning or professional development, belong in the schedule quadrant. These are often neglected, but they drive long-term success. Tasks that are urgent but not important, such as interruptions or routine calls, should be delegated when possible, and tasks that are neither urgent nor important, like excessive social media or irrelevant meetings, should be eliminated. Use this matrix weekly to prevent firefighting and focus on what truly matters. When you let importance guide your actions, rather than urgency, you lead proactively instead of reacting. The Eisenhower Matrix helps managers work with intention, investing their time where it yields the greatest return. Visual: the Eisenhower Matrix. Here's how the Eisenhower Matrix plays out in real-world examples. Urgent and important tasks include things like a product launch deadline, a customer escalation, or resolving a team conflict. These need to be addressed first. In contrast, strategic planning and relationship building are important but not urgent, yet they're essential for long-term growth. These should be scheduled intentionally. Urgent but not important items, like some meetings, calls, and routine emails, can often be delegated to others. And finally, tasks like excessive social media or irrelevant meetings belong in the eliminate quadrant. These waste time without adding value. Managers who use this tool daily or weekly avoid being hijacked by noisy, low-value work. Instead, they stay focused on what delivers results. By consciously reviewing tasks and classifying them, you can work smarter, preserve your energy, and advance your priorities, one deliberate choice at a time. The 80-20 rule, Pareto principle. The Pareto principle, or 80-20 rule, reminds us that 80% of results typically come from 20% of efforts. This principle applies across the board, whether it's revenue, productivity, or team performance. Effective managers identify which 20% of clients generate the majority of income, which 20% of team tasks align with strategic goals, and which time blocks deliver peak productivity. By focusing energy on these high-leverage areas, managers amplify their impact without burning out. It's about doing less, but doing what matters more. Instead of trying to optimize everything equally, identify and double down on the areas where your efforts yield the biggest return. Whether you're streamlining product development or investing in key relationships, this principle drives efficient and effective leadership. The 80-20 rule is a compass for prioritization, pointing you toward the actions that deserve your focus and away from those that drain time with little value. Priority management frameworks. Overview. Time management systems are only effective if they're backed by clear priorities. It's not enough to be organized. You have to be organized around the right things. That's where priority management frameworks come in. These frameworks help translate high-level strategy into actionable daily choices. 3 of the most effective are OKRs, the Ivy Lee method, and the MIT, or Most Important Task strategy. Each offers a unique structure for making sure your time reflects your most important goals. OKRs help connect individual work to team and company objectives using measurable results. The Ivy Lee method promotes focused daily execution by listing and ranking 6 critical tasks. And the MIT strategy distills everything down to one priority that must be completed first. These tools aren't about adding complexity, they're about providing focus. With clear priorities driving your schedule, you gain direction, accountability, and real traction on what matters most. OKRs, Objectives and Key Results. OKRs, short for Objectives and Key Results, are a popular framework used by organizations like Google and Intel to align work across every level. Objectives are clear, qualitative goals that inspire action. They're directional and should motivate people. Key results, on the other hand, are measurable outcomes that track progress toward those objectives. Effective OKRs cascade from company to team to individual, ensuring alignment from top to bottom. For example, if the objective is to improve customer satisfaction, key results might include raising the Net Promoter Score from 60 to 75, cutting support response time in half, and hitting a 90% satisfaction rating on new features. The best OKRs are ambitious but achievable. They're reviewed weekly or bi-weekly to drive accountability and course correction. OKRs keep everyone focused on impact, not just activity. They transform vague intentions into trackable execution, ensuring that everyone knows what success looks like and how to contribute to it. Ivy Lee method and MIT strategy. The Ivy Lee method is a simple yet powerful prioritization technique that dates back over a century. At the end of each workday, you write down the 6 most important tasks for the following day. No more, no less. Then, you rank them by importance. The next day, you start with the top task and work down the list, one at a time. No multitasking, no skipping ahead. If anything is left undone, it rolls over to the next day. This method promotes clarity and prevents decision fatigue. The MIT strategy, or most important task, is a more minimalist approach. You identify one high-impact task that will move your priorities forward. Then, you complete it first, before the day gets consumed by other demands. Together, these methods build daily discipline and protect your focus. They ensure that even on chaotic days, you've made meaningful progress on what truly counts. Delegation, multiplier of managerial output. Delegation isn't just about offloading work, it's about multiplying impact. Great managers delegate to develop their people, create leverage, and focus on what only they can do. Strategies for effective delegation. To delegate effectively, match tasks to team members based on their skills and growth potential. Be clear about deliverables, deadlines, and context. Help them see the bigger picture, not just what to do, but why it matters. Check in at structured intervals rather than micromanaging every step. This builds trust and allows autonomy. A useful rule of thumb: if someone can do a task 70% as well as you can, delegate it. With coaching, they'll improve, and you'll free up time for higher-level work. Delegation is a long-term investment in both your effectiveness and your team's capability. It allows you to scale yourself, avoid burnout, and focus on strategic leadership instead of getting trapped in execution. Meeting management. Make every minute count. Meetings, when poorly managed, can be one of the biggest time drains in any organization. They disrupt focus, sap morale, and create decision fatigue. But with the right systems, meetings can become purposeful, efficient, and energizing. Smart managers start by being selective, only scheduling meetings when real-time discussion adds value. Every meeting should have a clear agenda, defined goals, and assigned roles. Limit attendees to those who truly need to be there, and start and end on time. Encourage decision-making and action, not just updates. Follow up with clear takeaways and next steps. Batch similar meetings into blocks to reduce context switching, and always ask whether a meeting could be replaced by a written update or asynchronous check-in. Effective meeting management is a force multiplier. It protects deep work, respects your team's time, and ensures that collaboration drives results, not just conversation. Energy and productivity. Manage yourself, not just your time. Time is fixed, but energy is renewable. High-performing managers don't just manage their calendars, they manage themselves. Start by aligning your most critical work with your natural peak focus hours, which for most people is in the morning. The Pomodoro method, 25 minutes of focused work, followed by a 5-minute break, helps maintain energy and attention. Protecting sleep, nutrition, and exercise isn't optional. It's essential. These are productivity tools that fuel your performance, not luxuries to sacrifice. And avoid multitasking. It may feel efficient, but studies show it reduces cognitive efficiency by up to 40%. Focus on one thing at a time, complete it well, and then move on. By managing your energy like a strategic resource, you become more productive, more creative, and more resilient. Energy management isn't soft. It's a scientific approach to sustaining excellence, especially in high-pressure environments. Tools, tech, and mindset shift. Digital tools can support productivity, but they don't replace systems or habits. Use calendars like Google Calendar or Outlook to time block and plan. Task managers like Todoist, ClickUp, or Trello help track deliverables. Focus tools like PomoFocus and Freedom minimize distractions, while automation platforms like Zapier or Power Automate streamline recurring tasks. Apps like Notion or OneNote are great for knowledge capture. But tools alone won't solve chaos. Systems will. It's also essential to shift your mindset. Measure your impact per hour, not just hours worked. Focus on value delivered, not boxes checked. Delegate strategically, not out of desperation. Align daily actions with long-term priorities rather than reacting to urgent noise. And remember, being busy isn't the same as being effective. Mindset drives behavior, and behavior over time drives results. Adopt the mindset of a strategic leader, and your tools will amplify, not distract from, your effectiveness. Conclusion. From survival to strategic success. Great managers don't just survive busy days. They lead with clarity, purpose, and impact. By mastering time systems, prioritization frameworks, and energy management, you can model productivity for your team and drive strategic outcomes. Use time blocking to protect deep work. Apply frameworks like OKRs and the Eisenhower Matrix to align daily actions with long-term goals. Delegate with intention to empower others and multiply your reach. Run meetings that create value, not drain energy. Optimize your personal energy as well as your schedule. And leverage digital tools to support, not substitute, your systems. Most importantly, shift your mindset from doing more to doing what matters most. Excellence, consistency, and intention turn daily actions into lasting impact. Strategic success isn't accidental, it's designed. And with the right systems, you'll lead yourself and others there, one intentional hour at a time.